So it's time to draw this part, and what we need to do is break it down into smaller pieces. So we're not drawing the whole thing. We're gonna break it down and just draw this body. And it's gonna look just like this. This part right here is really critical that you get a few parts right. You have to get this part right because that's where a clothespin is gonna rest, right on top. You got to get this notch right because there's a cross piece that's going to come in, and the ball itself sits on this rail, so you need a nice little runway to launch it. This all starts out as just a block of wood. This block of wood is 27 centimeters by 10 centimeters. You got to draw this thing first. So the materials you're going to need: a piece of computer paper is nice, but in a pinch, notebook paper can work. Make sure that you hold your paper as a horizontal. After that, you need a ruler. Make sure you got the centimeter side facing, and get yourself a good pencil. It all starts out by very carefully placing your zero right on this lower left-hand corner of your paper. Remember, when you're measuring, the zero is every bit as important as the distance that you measure. So I'm taking my time. I'm going right to my zero on my ruler, and I'm gonna make a tick mark right at 27 centimeters. Then I'm gonna take my ruler, I'm gonna slide it up near the top of the page. Exact distance up here, not super critical, but somewhere where you've got enough room to make a tick mark. And you go ahead and make your second tick mark at 27 centimeters. This is going to allow you to take your ruler, and you're going to be able to line those endpoints up and scribe yourself a line. This part of the drawing represents an area that you won't have any drawing. Now we've got the first part of that rectangle in. The next move that I make is I stand my ruler up. I'm measuring from the very bottom of my paper. My zero is close to this edge right here. And this time I am measuring up 10 centimeters and making a tick mark there. Slide my ruler across to the opposite side of the page. Doesn't matter exactly where, just somewhere near the other side. Be thoughtful about where that zero is. Make your tick mark at 10 centimeters. And now you've got 2 points that allow you to draw the straightest line possible. Anything above this line is destined for the recycling bin or trash, depending on what you do with that stuff. This area right here is the area where we've got to design this. Now that we've got this block of wood represented, it's time to start drawing the crossbow or the ping pong ball launcher body into that space. The first thing we're going to focus on is this area right here. This is going to be the area that a ball sits. It needs to have a rubber band strike it right in the middle, and then it fires off. You got to get this size precise. So the distance down from this top surface down is 13 millimeters. That's the first line we're going to make. So to start out, again, being disciplined with the zero of my ruler, you notice that I'm measuring down from this line, and I'm going to make a tick mark at 13 millimeters. I don't know exactly how far this is going to go just yet, so somewhere near the middle, I'm making another measurement, again starting with my zero here and marking 13 millimeters. That allows me to put in this line going across. I'm going to draw it fairly lightly because a portion of it, it's very likely that I'll end up erasing. But that's that part. Next up, I've got to end up drawing this coming up right here. And this particular thing is going to be a distance of 100 millimeters. So this time you'll see I'm going to measure across this line that I just drew. My zero's on the edge of the paper. I'm going to make a tick mark right up here at 100. And just because I'm fussy and I want a high functioning ping pong ball launcher, I'm going to mark it up in this space too. That allows me to scribe this line in, and now I know that this part here is going to get erased. Next up for me, this platform. This platform, as you can see, later is going to get a clothespin, so we need to make sure that that width is accurate. So the distance I'm going to measure from this point going across is going to be 83 millimeters. And for right now, it's just a reference point. So 83, I make a mark right there. Then, as far as how far I go down here, it's really not a critical measurement. A lot of people would go down this same 13 millimeters, but your design certainly can be different in those spaces if you want. Next up though, we're gonna focus on this piece. This piece is incredibly important that it's accurate because it controls a lot of things. It controls the distance down from the ball that the cross piece comes in, and you wanna get a nice tight joint where those two pieces come together. So measure accurately here. So starting from this surface right here, we're gonna come down a distance of 13 millimeters. Take your ruler, make sure your zero is on the correct spot, make your tick mark at 13. I'm going to come down about to the middle of this space just so I can ensure that my line comes across straight. A portion of this is going to get erased, so I'm not drawing extremely dark because I will have to erase a portion of that. Next up, this opening right here, again, it has to be precise when you measure this. The distance for this guy is going to be 19 millimeters. If you're gonna be a little off on this one, you should get closer to that 20 millimeter mark because the exact conversion is actually what a lot of people call 19 and change. A little over 19. So again, this is going to be drawn in light because the next thing for me to identify is the depth of this particular cut. So the depth on this guy is going to be 25 millimeters. So I'm measuring across from the bottom here. Always mark your location in two spots. It's going to increase the likelihood that you've got straight, parallel, perpendicular lines, all those different spaces that you need it. Now I know how much of that tail goes away. Now we've got what are known as the critical parts of the ping pong ball launcher drawn. So the next step, of course, is creating the rest of this, and you have some creative freedom. The only real actual rules are no freehanding. We're looking to make an engineering drawing, so that means you use templates for circles. You might choose to use a French curve, or in a pinch you can use any number of bottle caps, lids, cups from your cupboard, bowls, whatever you have access to, but it should be evident that your pencil is going along the edge of a traceable object. So I'm feeling pretty good about this design. Is it exactly like this one? Well, yes and no. This notch is exactly the same, this rail is the exact same, and the clothespin platform, all of those things have to be identical. But it's this stuff where there's some differences. Be creative in that area, do whatever you want, just make sure, like I said a moment ago, trace and all that stuff. So how long did it take me to do this? Just a little bit less than 6 minutes. Now, I don't know how long it'll take you, but I encourage you to take the time necessary to make this look good. Your final steps, just to make it easier to view for submissions, I like it when students go ahead and shade in all of those areas of the block that are destined to find themselves into a scrap bin. That way, when you're taking a picture of it and submitting this thing for grading, it's really easy for your teacher to see what stays and what goes. Hey, thanks so much for watching. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to make this thing.